Alright then, we're live. Round 8 of 10, Season 9, round China. Let's wait for everyone to ready up, everyone to get in the lobby. This is going to be... China's one of the ones you don't know what it's going to be, to be fair. Could be either really exciting, could be completely boring. So we'll see what goes on. At least it's not a sprint this weekend. No more sprints to the end of the season, I believe. 2 rounds left. And as we load in here, read out the constructor standings after we read out last week's race results. So last week in Spa, we had Trent go back-to-back. Zandvoort Spa won them both. He won in Spa. Revit P2 in Spa. Jenga Boy P3. Chimp P4. Newcomer PC Willie in 5th. Shoot Fit 6th. Renan 7th. Clipsy 8th. Adrake P9 and Chesney Reese rounds off the points in P10. As for the constructors now, Ferrari in 3 races have gone from a 56-point lead to a 20-point lead, so they've started how to fall off. They still lead on 149. Alpine in second now, 20 points behind on 129. Haas 4 points behind them on 125. So it's really a battle for the constructors between those top 3. Sauber in 4th on 53. Williams in 5th on 69, 3 points behind Sauber. Mercedes 5 points behind Williams in 6th on 64. McLaren 14 behind them on 50. Red Bull 4 behind McLaren on 46. Aston Martin 4 behind Red Bull on 42. And Racing Bulls also on 42. So the top 3 fight between them. 4, 5, 6 battle for that. And then 7th to 10th. I mean, 4th to 10th can go anyone way if anyone from those teams has a good weekend. But either Ferrari, Alpine or Haas will be crowned champions of the constructors this year. As for the drivers now, Jenga Boy takes the lead of the driver standings after Paul's had 2 bad races in a row in Zandvoort and Spa. He leads on 105. Trent's in P2 with 103 after 2 consecutive race wins. We'll see what he can do again this weekend. Paul drops down from first to 3rd after, and obviously 2 bad weekends in a row. He's in P3 on a 100. Jenga Boy obviously first 105. Trent 103 in 2nd. So those 3 are the only ones that, unless all of them DNF and Clipsy wins both races, only those 3 can win the drivers. Clipsy's in P4 on a 61. Revit's up 3 places from 8th to 5th on 58 after 2 good races for him in a row. Constella moves down to 6th on 49 from 5th to 6th on 49 points. Charlie Krishna's in 7th on 42. Speed Kai's 8th on 41. Chimp's 9th on 36 and Bradder's on 33 in 10. Like I said before, only the top 3, unless they all have stinkers and Clipsy has a masterclass for the last 3 races, only them 3 are going to win it, realistically. Anything else that happens will be, I'm sure, a bonus for Clipsy if he can get to the front of the grid. Pace hasn't been too strong, so we'll see what he can do this weekend. He needs to start having better weekends, he does. So we'll see what happens as we watch. We'll mix the quicks in the pit, so we'll go to Chesney Reese. Minimap, who's out on track? Who's first? As Trent starts the lap already. See what he can do on that. Who's Clipsy, as we were just talking about. The Williams starts the lap. Anywhere, F2 pole was at 30.5, I believe. 30.5, 30.7. So we'll see what this lot can do. That was one shot quali, bear in mind, so he might be in the 29s here, should be in the 29s here in F1 and short quali. No sprint race, thank God. Charlie Christian on outlap. I believe that's Chesney Reese just starting a lap now. It is Chesney starts a lap. Bradder's still in the pit. Trent 23.8 first sector, not too bad from him. Looking confident already. Paul just gonna start a lap in a minute. See where's Clipsy? Clipsy 23.8 also with first sector, so 8 thousandths in it. Clipsy 8 thousandths quicker at the moment. I believe it was a 3.58 from Trent in the first sector. 51.2 middle sector split for him. Clipsy 51.3. So on this banker, Clipsy is quicker at the moment. But then that battery as well. Clipsy on 50%. Trent now still on 50%, using the rest of his battery will be up to the line. Let's see what Trent can do up to the line. 40% battery to deploy up to the line. What's he going to put in? It's a 30.9, not too strong of a lap, decent banker. See what Clipsy will do over the line. Same battery as him. That's a 31.4. Yep, so 5/10. So at the moment, Trent looking like a proper contender once again. Chinese Racing, there's the Red Bull coming up to the line. Let's see what Oozing can do. So 32.235, sticks in P3 of the 3 people that have done laps so far. Chesney Reese now rounds the final corner, and I believe that's Revit just behind him. Let's see he can do up to the line. Will it be provisional pole? It will be. Chesney Reese on provisional pole with 30.926. Revit comes across the line just behind him with 31.326, and in third behind him. Chesney Reese, what a surprise. Hugo just starting an outlap, but Chesney Reese, good banker from him as the McLaren comes up to the line. And Silver goes faster by 0.3 of a second. Paul immediately responds with a 30.575 to take provisional pole. Good banker lap from him. And I believe that's a Red Bull that's just starting a lap there. It is Mick the Quick just starting a lap. Adrake comes across the line with a 31.526. So Williams within 1/10 of a second with each other. So close pairing, close driver pairing between them. Hugo 24.0 first split. 2/10, about 1.5 tenths off Trent in the first sector alone. Paul, not sure what he's done first sector. We see Jenga Boy comes up to the line, 30.726, sticks in P3, just ahead of his teammate Chesney Reese, 30.726. Good lap, banker lap from him, strong contention. Silver and Paul currently top 2. Constella still in the pit, he'll be waiting a bit longer to come out. Hugo Skywalker, 51.446, second split. Fresh and Brothers also still in the pits. Mick the Quick. Purple sector 2 according to the game. That's probably not true though, because this game is not good at all. But let's see if Mick can be quick. Oozing starts another lap. Never mind, he's backed off already. He's gonna... I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. He's in a world of his own. We can let him do that. Renan will be starting... going into the pits. He's messed up his lap, I believe. He has done a 31.575 on the last lap, so he's coming into the pits. He hasn't messed up, but he will be on coming into the pits now. Adrake should be... Let's see what he can do. Is he coming to the pits? He is. Clipsy, both Williams in the garage now. Oozing on the quick, and Mick the Quick goes P9 with a 31.426. So almost 9 to... Well, he is almost a second off Paul on pole at the moment. Paul's pace looking quite strong. Silver only 1/10 behind. Jenga Boy 1/10 behind him, and then Chesney Reese exactly 2/10 behind his teammate. Chesney Reese not had the best showings and quality of the race recently, but looking to get back on that rise. Goes into the pit now. See what the contention can be like. Charlie Krishna in 6th on 31.253. Not too good of a laps, not too bad. Paul and Silver. Everyone in the 30s is a decent banker lap. Hugo Skywalker on a 31.285. He's still out, just set his lap. He's turned his battery off. He'll be probably coming into the pits. It's not too bad. Brothers now on his out lap. Breshik and Stella are still in the pits. Oozing on a 32.235. He'll be coming into the pits now. If he starts another one, no, he won't do. Sensible. Let's see what Brothers can do. Let's see what Brothers can do on this first lap for him. Takes the esports line, less bumps on that right side. This game is so badly made. Carrying good speed, a bit wide into the long right-hander of turn 1, 2, and 3, into 4, into 5, on the exit of 5. Good traction, but I'm not sure what the traction settings he's on, but it's not full if he's getting the power down that early. So what he can do through the first sector, 23.9. So according to the game, that's the fastest first sector we've had, but that's probably not true. Might mess up the game. Let's see what Paul's done. Yes, I paused on a 23.794 first sector. So just over a tenth off his brothers at the moment. Did just make a big dive bomb in tier 2 into the final hairpin of the, well, yeah, final hairpin. 51.102 second split for him. Not too bad. Definitely not purple though. Let's see if Brothers can have a cleaner race this time. Did close a 3-second gap in a couple laps, so props to him for that, but then made a silly decision to dive bomb from 2.5 tenths back into the hairpin he's just coming up to now. Not sure why he did that. Ruined his own race, ruined someone else's race. But he moves on. Different race. See if he changes it different. Does use a lot of his battery now. Up to the final corner. What can Brothers do up to the line? Already in deploy mode, so he'll lose a few hundreds up the line, maybe a tenth. And it's a 30.909 for Brothers. Sticks in P4 at the moment. Not a bad lap for him. Definitely time to find. Paul will be starting his lap in a minute. Silver also just coming out. Just finishes the first sector on an out lap. Jenga Boy, middle of the track, middle of the times. Brothers does split the Hasses. Forgot to mention that. He's just split the Hasses. Or the Haas, whatever you want to call him. 17 thousandths of ahead of Chesney Reese. Trent also now on that lap, just about to start his lap. Paul, let's see what he can do through the first sector. Will he be up on his time? He's currently on provisional pole by like 700ths of a second. Let's see what he can do for the first sector. He is a tenth up on his time already, so that's a very quick first sector from Paul. Second gear, most people carry third through there, but second for rotation, maybe a setup's not great. Early on the traction, let's see what he can do for the rest of the lap. We'll sit with him on the second split in a minute. As the Red Bull gets out of his way, Silver is just following the kick Sauber, I believe, of Revit. That is Revit, as he has a huge slide into final hairpin. Don't know if that was on purpose, but not sure what the time he's done there. Let's see what Paul's done. He barely gained any time in the second sector, so it must have been a great second sector from him. Rev it up to the line. Oh, he starts his lap now. 31.326 for him. Not too bad of a lap. Only P10 at the moment, so he'll be looking to get a better time. Pull now into final hairpin. Not too much battery left, but a lot more than, I say a lot more, a few percent more than Brothers had coming round here. Silver a tenth down in the first sector alone. Pull up to the line. Is he going to extend his lead? He will. He's a 30.465, 1/10 found all in the first sector. Lost a bit in the last sector, but 30.465, so that's a very good lap from him. Some expect to be in the 29s, as I said earlier. Let's see if anyone can actually bring that to light. Because a 30.7 was one-shot quali pole in F2. F1 should be a few tenths faster, especially in a short quali session. But then China's a difficult track. Let's see what Trent can do. Oh, he's stuck at P. He's P4 now at the moment. He did improve by 5 tenths, I believe that was. 30.8156 in P4. Keep getting messed up. Brad's still in the pit. Renan will be on a lap. I don't think he's 9 tenths down. Or he might be. I know he is, yep. He's done the lap. 30.986, sticks in P7. I'm on... and Jenga Boy sticks on provisional pole with a 30.382. So that's a good lap. Him and Paul will be fighting at the front at the moment. Silver's still in the pit, so he'll be hoping to use that last set of... He's either gone out on worn tyres for another lap and are going on to new ones now, or he'll use his final set of softs and have none for the race. Not that it's an optimal strategy to use softs in the race around here, because the degradation is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure it's about 8% a lap. So softs aren't one to use. Renan were coming into the pits. There he is. Hugo Skywalker 6 cents down, so he's on a cool down lap. Krishna's still in the garage. Oozing now on a cool down lap as well. Revit in the pit. Mick the Quick now on an out lap. Adric fresh. Fresh against Stella. Constella's just had a huge slide. Not too sure what he's doing. I think he got away with that one, Adric, I'm not going to lie. Let's see. Don't believe anybody's got a quali ban or a race ban. So... no, nobody has a race ban. Drillabons might have a race ban, that's why he's not here. or he just can't attend. But other than that, there's nothing else for this week, so everyone should be on laps in a bit. Fresher instead of just going out later to have those better tyres, better grip at the end of the session, so they can have 2 new soft runs. Currently, for some reason, there's always a caution. Jungle Boy coming into the pit, so I can't see. There's 4 minutes left, yeah, so Fresher and Stella will have 1 lap each. So that's not going to be ideal for them, so hope if Bradders messes this up, he'll have 1 more time, but his tyres will be high on deg. Chesney Reese now coming round. Mick the Quick will be in his slipstream behind, hoping for Chesney Reese to have a good lap. So we'll see what Chesney Reese can do for the first sector. How far is he up at this time? He's very quick. Purple sector 1, almost 2 tenths up on his time. So Chesney Reese has found pace again. Let's see if he can improve by 6 tenths of a second to take provisional pole from his teammate Jenga Boy. Didn't see what Bradders did for the first sector, but looking confident through this middle sector. Early on the power all the way through. What's he up in the second sector? 50.9, so that's a good second sector from him. Second sector split, still about 4 tenths of a second off pole at the moment. Chesney Reese, didn't see what he did through the second sector. But the Red Bull of Mick the Quick will have a nice big slipstream down the back straight, but he might get caught up because of it in the braking zone. He might even go for a move on Chesney Reese. So I think he started too late, and Chesney Reese has a moment that's both their laps out the window because he's locked up. So he did start way too close. That's unfortunate from him. Chesney Reese found pace but couldn't complete the lap. Bradders retires from the session on a 30.744, so 4th with the most he can get. Trent now on an out lap. I believe Jenga Boy. There we go, Jenga Boy just coming out now. Paul should be coming out in a minute. Same with Silver here. The Red Bull of Mick the Quick might have just enough time. He comes back out now. Oh no, he's still waiting. So his teammate Oozing just come out. I don't think Mick the Quick will have time to go in and come back out, so he may as well retire. Charlie Krishna coming out now. Fresher and still in the pit, so not sure why they're not setting laps. But Paul finally finding pace back again as well, up in P2 at the moment. Still in the pit. Caution sector 3, apparently that's the McLaren of Renan. Going slowly, weaving, warming up his tyres. Apparently there's a caution sector 3. So yeah, so 1 minute 30 left. Chesney Reese, that's his qualifying over. Same with Mick, same with Fresh, same with Canestella. And Paul as well if he's still in the pit as well. As Paul comes out now, so he won't get out on time. He's not going to get around on time unless he cuts a corner. He's come out way too late. Unfortunate to him. He won't get another lap in. Jenga Boy will. Could have come out about 20 seconds later. Yeah, but Paul won't be around for another lap, unfortunately. As he goes deep into the corner, that's not going to help. Battery off as well. Battery on and near 30.3, so he won't make it out. He won't make it round in a minute. Trent up to the line. 1/10 improvement, but it's not enough. 30.8156 and P5. That's the most he's going to be able to do. Renan, this is what he can do. First sector, only 17 thousandths of a second up in the first sector. Looking confident through the middle sector. These long, winding left-handers. A lot of them. See what Hugo can do through that first sector. Trent's qualifying's done. Paul's on an outlap again, like I said. Silver will be up to the line. Paul, no chance he's going to make that in 20 seconds. He's invalidated this one anyway. That's only an outlap. Jenga Boy marginally down in this time. Let's see what he can do through the first sector. Through the long left-handers. Into the right, 5th gear, down to 5th. Early on the power. Throw the steering in 4th. Early on the power all the way through the corners. See what he can do through that middle sector. Is he going to be up? He is a tenth of a second up. So he's at the moment it's looking like going to improve his time. Paul does get to the line, so he must have cut a corner somewhere. Gets to the line with 1 second left, so that's fair. Props to him. He's been practicing that one. Trent. He is 2 tenths up. He didn't improve on that last one. He's on the lap now. So there's 2 tenths up already from Trent. Only a 0.6. That's 6 and P3 for the moment. Chesney Reese P6, Renan P7. That's the most they'll be able to do. Frisk instead of finishing last. Trent goes wide, doesn't invalidate. Does a 30.627, loses a little bit of time in that last corner, but that's a good lap. Jenga Boy increases his lead, 30.294, provisional pole. Good pace by Jenga Boy. Let's see what Paul can do. Marginally up on his time in the first sector. What's he going to be able to do in the second sector here? Is he going to be up? Is he going to be down? He's lost a tenth in that middle sector, so it's all to find in this third and final sector, and he's got 2 tenths to find, around 2 tenths to find, to take pole from Jenga Boy. Silver for only 500ths up on his time. No battery to use up to the line, so he's going to lose a lot of time there. Looking confident around that last corner. Will it be provisional pole? It won't be. It'll be 30.789. Kick Sauber of Revit finishes on a 31.197. Charlie Krishna up to the line, 30.99944. Now it's all down to Paul. Will he be able to disappoint Jenga Boy? Take pole from him? Bit of a wiggle out of the final hairpin, but what's he going to do around the final corner? Down to 6th, down to 5th, has a moment again, so that might not be provisional pole. It's not. He does not improve. Unlucky to Paul, that's P2, but Jenga Boy, the championship leader, fighting for another championship, the Drivers' Championship, on pole position by almost 2 tenths of a second. So that's a very strong showing from him. Jenga Boy takes pole in China. Paul takes P2. Trent, and Paul, obviously, gets the front row with Jenga Boy. Trent P3, Silver P4 lock up the second row. Bradders P5, Eclipsey P6, so not too strong of a showing from Eclipsey once again, but see what he can do in the race. Chesney Reese 7th, Charlie Krishna 8th, Renan P9, Revit P10, Hugo Skywalker P11, Oozing P12, Mick the Quick 13th, Ad Drake 14th, Fresh 15th, and Constella 16th. Chesney Reese, one of the highest he started in the most recent races, so that'll be good for points for Haas, especially in the constructors, because I believe they're in the fight for it. I think I said that earlier. They are, so 24 points behind Ferrari at the moment. So let's see what they can do around today in China. Not too bad of a quali session. I expected to get into that 29s, especially because F2 pole was a 30.7 on a one-shot quali, but obviously, China's a technical track. If you don't get it right, there's many tenths you lose. I fell victim to that in a league race, so we don't even need to go there. As we wait for the drivers to set their strategies and ready up. Not too bad of a quali session. Some people disappointing. Chesney Reese impressing. As I said before, he's not even top 10 in the constructors. Chesney Reese. Let's see where he is. He is P11, so just underneath on 20 points, 11 behind P10. So let's see what he can do in this race. But surprising that he went straight up to the top of the times for a little bit until it was taken by his teammate Jenga Boy. But unfortunately, locking his tyres with the pressure of the Red Bull behind on those laps, locked the tyres, spun on the exit, and then the Red Bull hit into his side. They had to come into the pit, couldn't go again. So unlucky for him, but P7 still a decent starting position. Teammate at the front, maybe they can work together to get him through the field. So let's see the strategies they both set. So it'll be interesting to see them throughout the race today. As we're still waiting for everyone to ready up, set their strategies. Surely people have readied up. Can't be too long now. Because China, not too much of an exciting race, but we'll see what can happen. The long right-hander, a good place for overtaking, as well as that final hairpin. That's really it for good overtaking spots. The rest of the track's just going to be sitting behind, get slipstream, save ERS, and then get down the straights. And here we go. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights at the Chinese Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go. Oozing gets a drive through for a jump start, so that's unfortunate for him. Up to P10 though because of it. Jenga Boy gets a good start, clearing Paul. Paul sticks in behind Trent and the top 3 as they were. Clipsy already up to P3, down the inside of Trent, so that's a great start from him. Let's see what the top 5 all on mediums. Charlie Krishna on hards, and then 7th to 11th all on mediums. Now 7th to 12th on mediums. As Constella gets past Adrake. But what a start from Clipsy. Great start from him from P6, or was that P6? Yeah, P6 to P3 in the first corner. Brave move down the inside. Trent loses out to Bradders as well. Jenga Boy keeps the lead. Paul now stays in P2. but not bad. Clipsy had a great start. Let's see if he can capitalise on anything else. Jenga Boy almost gapping Paul already, so he's got strong pace in this opening lap, but Paul will get back in the slipstream. Bradders goes down the inside of Clipsy. They're side by side already. There's possible strategies to the bottom of your screen. One stop quicker, possible two stop if you can make it work. Bradders and Clipsy not side by side anymore, but he does hit the rear of the Williams to slow him down even more. Sends Clipsy in a little bit deep. He'll get a better exit. It'll be side by side, but it'll back out into the final hairpin, into the final left hand. Sorry, not a hairpin. Trent already down to P5 from P4, I believe. Jenga Boy obviously sets fastest lap of the race. Krishna hoping to just sit in behind. DRS enabled, obviously, lap 2 now. Krishna will be looking to just stick in behind on those hard tyres. She'll be losing a lot of time. As she does turn off her battery, a bit obnoxious, seeing as she's already lost DRS on 2 laps to Silver. So Chesney Reese won't be happy. She overtook him and lost DRS within a lap. Obviously, Oozing got that drive through, so he'll be needing to go into the pits. Drake, not sure what's happened to him in Revit. 3 seconds behind the rest of the pack. They must have had some contact together. Unfortunate for Revit. Quali pace wasn't too strong, and now he's just been, well, I say he's been taken out. He might have taken Drake out. You never know. We'll probably get the reports afterwards. We'll have a look then. Clipsy stays in P2. Bradders looking to get past Clipsy as well. Trent looking to get past Bradders as soon as possible because he does have that stronger pace. So let's see if Jenga Boy can extend his championship lead as well. Whichever 3 of them, I believe, win this race, if it's Paul, Jenga Boy or Trent, whoever wins will take the lead of the championship. And it's very close going to the final 2 races of the season. Round, I believe, Japan and Abu Dhabi is the final round. Krishna goes side by side, still side by side. Constella backs out, smart, because she would never back out anyway. Nothing wrong towards us, hard racing. It is what it is, but Chesney Reese doesn't get past, but he's got a job to do catching 5/10 of a second now to Silver. So unfortunately, he got held behind on Charlie Krishna on those hard tyres. Let's see if he can catch up in a lap. Paul takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Missed that as we were looking at the action behind. Oozing's already into the pit service drive-through. Revit and Adrake just scrapping it out between them. Revit gets past, but they're not going to claw back 4 seconds in this first stint anyway, not against fresh medium or new mediums. The front train, the front 6, all within DRS. Chesney Reese is trying to catch. He's using a lot of his battery to do so. Let's see if he can get back within DRS range. 1.1 seconds the gap to the detection point. He has to have a good, and he goes deep, so it's not going to be. He might have just got DRS. Let's see what he can do down the straight. Did he get DRS? Did he not? We won't know. I believe he did. Let's see what the DRS line says. He did not get DRS. Oh, he did get DRS. I didn't hear the beep. He did get DRS, so that's good that he's clawed back that 0.4 of a second already. Bradders now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Side by side with Jenga Boy. Backs out. Jenga Boy takes the lead now from Bradders. Paul goes up from P1 to P3. Clipsy will be sitting in behind. Bradders gets past Jenga Boy into turn 1. Paul looking to get past down the inside as well. Hard Racing gets on the inside curb, loses the rear, and he has to back out and go again next lap. Clipsy frustrated that he couldn't get past then, but at least he didn't make a cheeky move into that long right hand. Charlie Krishna now gets past Renan, and they're scrapping these two side by side. They go. Charlie Krishna will go down the inside, or will she stick behind? She will stick behind, so that's smart racing, not costing him too much time. Can still now 2 seconds behind the Silver, so the front 6 really driving off already. So it's good consistent pace from this front group. The medium's good starting time. Medium hard is probably the optimal strategy around here, and if there's no safety cars. There's no grip of the hards at the start, but yeah, anyone starting hards, they'll be able to go long, but they'll lose a lot at the start, as you can see from Revit and Adrake. That could have just been because of their hard tyres, but they could have also made contact. As Jenga Boy will probably take the lead of the Grand Prix here. Paul might use his battery to get past Clips. He should just sit in behind. Let's see what he can do. He will just sit behind, turn on his battery, recharge his battery. Same with Paul. Jenga Boy doesn't take the lead. He just saves battery. Mick the Quick gets past Chesney Reese into the hairpin. As the Red Bull goes down the inside, he makes contact with Charlie Christian and spins. So he's too close into braking again, just like qualifying. Unlucky for him. Not too quick is Mick the Quick at the moment. Hugo Skywalker gets past. Fresh gets a 3-second penalty already. Multiple track limit warnings. Jenga Boy takes the lead on lap 5 of 28 of the Chinese Grand Prix. Runners will sit in behind 4/10. Jenga Boy will be hoping to gap them. Sorry about that, my mic cut out for a second. Clipsy now sitting behind as well. Trent 5/10, he'll be just recharging battery, hoping for the front people to scrap, to get a few free positions. Constella, the gap now 3 seconds to Silver in 6th. So him and Renan really just working together. Charlie Krishna using our ERS to get back in with, to stay within the DRS range of the two medium runners for Constella and Renan. She will do so just about, unless she has a horrible corner. She will stay within the DRS range, but she will get dragged along now for the remainder of her stint, probably until around lap 9, 10, when the hards will start to become better. Jenga Boy now down to P2. Bradders takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Paul sticks in behind, so smart from him. Nice side-by-side action. Constella and Renan quite close for a moment. Mick the Quick goes side-by-side. Down the inside of Hugo Skywalker. He backs out, lets Mick have the position. He is on those hards, Mick, but he made a good decision to go down the inside, as he probably is a bit quicker. Almost a second gap though to Chesney Reese ahead of him. Chesney Reese already down 3 places from where we started, so not the best start from him. Gets re-overtaken by Charlie Krishna a couple of laps ago. He won't be too happy with that. Trent looking to go for a move on Clipsy as soon as possible because he is quicker. Sit behind, recharging battery. Silver pushing probably to stay within the DRS range of Trent because these front 5 are quite fast. Bradders is an F2 driver, F1 reserve, so he's doing very well in F1. Probably should be moved up full time for next season. But hey ho, at the moment, like I said earlier, he did make a little bit of an obnoxious move into the final hairpin in tier 2, so if you want to go back and watch that after the stream, you can do. Right at the end of the video of the tier 2 stream, so if you go videos, all videos should be right at the top. From 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, about 2.5 hours ago. Jenga Boy does go deep into the long right hand of the back straight, but getting to all back within the DRS range of Bradders. Optimal pit window, not too sure what the optimal pit window is around here. Not sure exactly why the tyres are still on either. As you can see, Bradders up from 5th to 1st, so he's had a great few opening laps. First 7 laps he's had a great run. Jenga Boy in P2, down 1 position from where he started from pole. Pole from P2 to P3. Clipsy from 6th to 4th, so yeah, the great run. Constella already from 16th to 8th. I completely forgot that he started from the back. Fresh started from P15, retires in a pit on lap 7, so that's his Chinese Grand Prix over. Not sure he'll be too bothered because it is the Chinese Grand Prix. So, yeah. Really can say fastest lap at the moment goes to Bradders, 3/10 clear of anybody else. Or 1/10 clear, sorry, of Paul. 20 seconds already off the lead is oozing, so he's had a bad showing in these first few laps. Jenga Boy looking to take the lead here, maybe. How much battery has he got? And it's starting to rain here, and it's starting to rain. So let's see what. So the mediums for the right shout, people who went on hards might get screwed over here, but it started to rain. So we'll see the true pace of probably Trent, because he's normally quite quick in the rain. Jenga Boy goes deep into the hairpin. Paul looks to capitalise but won't. He'll stay out. And the front three, front four, front six, everyone's into the pits now for intermediate tyres. I forgot about the weather. I thought it was just sunny. Hugo gets a 3 second for track limits. Everyone, Trent stays out for another lap. DRS is still enabled, so at the moment it's still dry running. Let's see what everyone else can do behind him, but he needs one lap to... It's not looking too good, so I think he should have come in the lap with everyone else. Unfortunate for him. Yeah, it's definitely intermediate tyres conditions now. He is gaining on Charlie Krishna. Let's see what Paul can do. How much time? He is gaining a lot on Charlie Krishna. So it's definitely intermediate tyres. The front two made the wrong decision to stay out, as Trent's having a... He needed to take a risk to get to the front. Probably should have stayed behind though. DRS disabled, and there it is. So it's full intermediate running now. Paul already gained a second on Charlie Krishna. Let's see the true pace of all the very, very fast guys now. Trent, Paul, Jenga Boy, all quick in the rain. Clipsy already lost out a second to Jenga Boy. Jenga Boy a second behind Bradders. Bradders now a few tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths behind Paul. But Paul's gained 2.6 seconds on Charlie Krishna and about 1.6 on Trent, because he's gained a second on Krishna ahead. So Trent will probably come out around silver, around P7, P6. So that's unfortunate for him. He pitted a lap. He's going to pit a lap too late. But he will come into the pits now. Don't know why he chose to stay out, as he makes another wrong strategy, locks up into the pit, and he's going to lose another few seconds there. Sliding everywhere. He does get it stopped in time. Charlie Krishna now into the pits as well. Paul will round the final corner to take the actual lead of the race, not the net lead. Pace looking good. Brothers is looking strong. Trent will be coming out now, as the provisional leaders all get past him. He will be behind Silver, as I said. He might even be behind Constella. He shouldn't be. He is just slotting in behind Silver in P5. Krishna from a few seconds back, I say a few seconds, 6 seconds behind him, to P11 now. So Trent had a good lap compared to Krishna. Bradders and Paul pulling away. Jenga Boy 2.5 seconds off Bradders. So Paul looking to reclaim the lead he lost after 2 bad showings in Zandvoort and Spa. Looking to reclaim his championship lead. Bradders looking to just win the race. Make it more close at the top, as Trent is P6, another title contender. Jenga Boy still on the podium at the moment. That should stand, because Clipsy is 2 seconds behind him. So the front two's pace at the moment is looking very, very strong. Not sure if it's due to stop raining. I can have a quick look at the weather while I go down the back straight with the slipstream. Have a look at the weather. And it is raining till the end of the race. So we've got, I believe it's heavy rain at some point. I believe it's heavy rain, so the wets might be quicker at the end of the race, but a dry line will form. They're probably coming for either a fresh out of winters or wets right at the end. As I thought Paul was going to come to the pit then, but he's just throwing the car in. Bradders having a big moment out of the last corner. Jenga Boy looking smooth, but not quick enough to get to Bradders and Paul, unfortunately for him. Clipsy about 4, 5, 6 tenths of a second off Jenga Boy, who's a few tenths of a second off Bradders and Paul. Now Bradders and Paul about a second, just over a second clear of Clipsy in P4 per lap. But the front two are having a great time. Trent already past Silver up to P5. He'll be looking to get past Clipsy as soon as possible. He's normally very quick in the wet. As you can see on the exit, he's already gained 2 tenths to Clipsy. This will make it a little bit maybe more exciting, as it's down to raw pace, as he does gain a lot already. He gained 4 tenths and 3 corners to Clipsy. So Trent's wet pace is looking very good, and that's why Clipsy's so slow, because he's on the full wet. So is Jenga Boy, that's why he's losing a lot. The front two on inters, it will get to full wet conditions, but these two looking to go to the end. Jenga Boy, Clipsy looking to go to the end. Hugo Skywalker retires, has left the session. Don't know if he retired. Don't know if I've got him added. I can have a quick look. I don't believe I do. I don't, unfortunately. So someone else will have to invite him back. Quick look. No, I don't, unfortunately. So someone else has to invite him back. Trent already going for a move on Clipsy. Clipsy should just let this go because Trent is on those better tyres at the moment. Does lock up. Clipsy just turns into him. Nothing new there. He will just stick behind now. Follow Trent round for a lap. See the lines. Hoping for the full wets to be better somewhat soon. The front two just pulling away from everyone else, but they are on inters compared to Jenga Boy in the full wets. Not the best lines, but he will be hoping for the weather to get heavier, the rain to get heavier, sorry. As what the tier 1 weather does say, it should be full wets by around lap 18. So people may stick on inters because a dry line will form. So the inters are probably going to be quicker anyway. So it's been probably the wrong call by Clipsy and Jenga Boy. Silver on the full wets as well. Mipta quick behind on the intermediates. Charlie Krishna drops back a lot. She's gained 1 place now from when she came out the pit. Unfortunate for her. Not having the best race so far. Bit laggy. We'll see what Trent can do. He's already gaining a lot to Jenga Boy. Once he gets past Jenga Boy, let's see if he can catch the front two. Not sure about warnings at the moment, but hoping that not many people have them. Renan gets past Constella into the long right-hander, into the back straight. Very slidey on the exit. Cautious on the power is Constella. Short shifting everywhere. It does lose a lot of time because of that traction as well. Mick the Quick would have a nice slipstream, turns off his battery to recharge down the back straight. Clipsy about 2 seconds a lap slower than Trent at the moment. And it's probably only going to get worse. Because the full wets, they might come into play right at the end of the race. But right now, the intermediates are so much quicker. As you can see, the grip and confidence Trent has compared to Jenga Boy ahead. How cautious Jenga Boy is being on the turning in, but then Trent's aggressive on the turning in and on the exit on the power. He just knows the limit. River gets a 10-second penalty, retires in the pits. So that's him out of this race. Unfortunate for him. He's been on quite a good run of form quite recently. But unfortunately, that is his race finished. Oozing moves up to 14th now. Paul and Brad are still looking like they're on the same pace. Trent has caught Jenga Boy. Let's see what he can do to get past. Silver a lot quicker than Clipsy on these full wet tyres. Let's see how far he can get. See if he can get past Clipsy at all. Mick the Quick will be looking to get past both of them on the intermediates and the quicker tyres. Renan will be watching it all happen ahead of him, hoping for mistakes to just capitalise. Down the inside goes Mick the Quick on Silver. If there's going to be contact, make it through cleanly. A little bit of contact on the exit, but around the outside go Mick the Quick on this long right-hander. Look at the grip he has compared to Silver. So much more confident on the power on the exit, and Silver has to give up that position. He shoots after Mick the Quick now. Trent will be turning on his battery, going down the inside of Jenga Boy into the hairpin. Jenga Boy looking to go around the outside, keeps it sticked, and great move from Jenga Boy to keep his position. So the full wet's looking like they might be coming to life now. As he has, I don't know if that was just Trent being very cautious, or the full wet's actually being a decent tyre now on this lap, but Trent will have to stick behind for another lap. Let's see the confidence Jenga Boy has through here. Very slow, very slow. Trent does gain, but not as much as he did last lap, so the full wets may be coming into play more than the intermediates now. You'll see on the exit, Trent keeps the gap the same. He'll be turning on his battery to try and get past into this next right-hander. Looking to go around the outside, has to... Great defence by Jungle Boy, he'll have to keep behind for another lap, or a few corners at least. Mick the Quick gets past Clipsy already. So Clipsy will be looking to go long, hoping that, like I said before, the wets are just going to keep on getting better and better. Same with Silver. Renan will be trying to gain on them, but I believe now the wets might be slightly better, as you can see the heavy rainfall, and if you look at the track, both sides are probably about the same. Jenga Boy, as I say that though, Jenga Boy does lose a few more tenths to Bradders ahead. But then Trent's not really gaining on Jenga Boy anymore. Apart from here, I say that. Few tenths, and turning on his battery. Slipstream, battery, down to the hairpin. Will he stick behind? Will he go for a move? Looks like he's going to go down the outside once more. Into this hairpin, same move as last lap. Will Jenga Boy keep it stuck around the outside? Trent stays to sticking behind. Yeah, he knows the wets are going to be quicker now. If you look at the track, that's not intermediate conditions. There's no dry line forming at the moment. There's tyre marks, but there's no dry line forming. So Jenga Boy will be looking to shoot after Bradders and Paul now. Trent will be looking to just stick with him. Clipsy has caught back up to Mick the Quick. So yeah, those wet tyres really coming into play now. So after all, maybe those wets were the better play. Not at the start, obviously, when it was still getting wet. But Jenga Boy now start to shoot after Bradders and Paul. Hoping to catch him. Might catch him at the end of the Grand Prix. Needs to catch about 7/10 of a second a lap at the moment to have any chance of catching him. Let's see what he can do for the remainder of this Grand Prix. Mick the Quick gains a few tenths of a second on Trent. Clipsy now loses time, so there's parts of the track. Oozing gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane as he retires. Yeah, fair enough. He had a drive-through as well. We did well to not even be last. But then Hugo Skywalker is 22 seconds behind Adrake in P12. So, not the greatest showing in the world from him. As I was saying before though, Sector 1 is a lot drier than the rest of the track. So turn 1, 2, 3 into 4, into 5 as well, is more intermediate conditions. As you can see, Mick the Quick did pull away from Clipsy. But then this last final section with the slipstream as well. The wets are still faster. Trent gets past Jenga Boy finally. Jenga Boy will stick it round the outside. What will they do? Go side by side on the exit. A moment for Jenga Boy on the exit as well. Still side by side. Will Jenga Boy turn around the inside? He'll stick behind now Trent. So Trent finally gets a position taken. And he might have a go now to drive after Bradders and Paul. Let's see what he can do on this lap. Jenga Boy should just sit in behind this time. Clipsy, like I said before, that final sector gains a few tenths of a second on Mick the Quick, but it should go back up in this long right into 2, into 3 now. Exit of 4 as well. Let's see how much Mick the Quick can. As Clipsy actually gains on Mick the Quick quite a lot, so now it should be full wet conditions. As I did say that before. But then Jenga Boy is also losing to Trent. And then Trent is Mick the Quick sliding everywhere. So the tyres are very evenly matched. It's just about driver pace at the moment. The Jenga Boy would just be looking, obviously, to sit in behind Trent. Hoping that he can drag him towards Bradders and Paul, who have just driven away by 7 seconds already. So at the moment, it's looking like it's going to be Paul that's going to take the win, but I don't want to jinx anything. He's a second ahead of Bradders. Finally broke that slipstream window. Let's see the battery of Bradders. He's on 41% compared to Paul, so they're about the same battery. But Bradders is using more battery as well as a little bit of slipstream from far away. Trent has caught about 0.3 of a second a lap. Jenga Boy hasn't been dropped, so yeah, so those inters and wets now about the same pace. As Trent goes a little bit deep into the hairpin, that will lose him time. All the time he gained on Bradders and Paul that lap has just been lost into that hairpin. Sliding everywhere is Jenga Boy. Mick the Quick Also sliding everywhere, very, very deep. Off the track, there's probably going to be a warning. Clipsy now on those full wet tyres is going to go on a charge. As it's definitely full wet. As Silver and Clipsy go side by side. They're going to stick side by side, both on the same tyre, both on the same grip. Silver will stick it, will send it down the inside of Clipsy. Enough room left by the McLaren, for the Williams driver. Great racing by the two of them. Let's see, they're still side by side, so it's very evenly matched at the moment. Will Clipsy send it down the inside? He will stick it down the inside, he'll keep his nose in. They'll have the inside line. Great racing again by the both of them. The McLaren backs out, a little bit of contact on the exit by Clipsy. But overall, good racing by two of them. A lot of respect there. No argy-bargy, none of that nonsense. Good racing, good clean racing between them. That's what we love to see. Don't get to see that too often with some people. So the fact that it's been there now is a good sign. Trent now catching Bradders and Paul by about a second a lap. So he's got fantastic pace. Jenga Boy not being gapped either, so there's full wets coming into play now as well. Like I said, about the same pace, maybe a little bit faster because Trent is a very quick driver in the wet, as you can see by the time he's bringing down to Paul and Bradders. So he's trying to... Jenga Boy will be sitting in the slipstream, hoping that Trent can bring the gap down to Paul and Bradders to have a shot of victory in the last few laps of the race. So currently the top three in the championship are all within the top four. Bradders the only outlier here. Gets out of slipstream on the wet line to cool down his tyres. And I just whacked my heel on my desk. That's fantastic. 5.8 seconds now the gap to Bradders. 6.8 as the start of last lap. So Trent pace is very good. Renan comes into the pits, probably for the full wet tyres. Should have done this in the first place. Is he going to retire? Is he going to change tyres? I guess we will see. Hugo Skywalker will come out very far last. As he comes into the pit, he does go on those full wet compounds. So let's see how much quicker they are compared to those intermediates of most other people. Let's have a quick look who's on inters. Yeah, so the front three all on inters. So it's about a 50-50 split at the moment. 6 on inters. And then 8 on wets. So it's more in favour of the wets. Rightly so, because it's definitely wet conditions. Renan and Hugo Skywalker both boxed for those full wets. Everyone else hasn't boxed yet. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, anyway. So Paul gapped Bradders by 1.4 seconds. Jenga Boy and Trent now looking to close back that gap. Jenga Boy does get past Trent and gapped him by a second already. So those wets really starting to show their pace now. Jenga Boy, obviously not as fast as Trent, but a fast driver in itself. But those wets now, compared to those intermediates, are a lot faster. Trent was using his battery to stay within that 1 second window, but there's no DRS. He'll just be getting a little bit of slipstream. As you can see, the confidence compared to Trent now. Paul gets a 3-second penalty as he comes into the pits for those fresh tyres. Paul and Bradders now come into the pit. Both Paul and Bradders come into the pit for those full wets. Jenga Boy takes the lead of the race. Trent stays out just behind him. So it's looking in favour of Jenga Boy at the moment, but Paul and Bradders are going to be flying on this final stint. Paul goes on fresh inters. And Silver is on those full wets. He does gap Paul in the pits. So I'm not too sure what's happened to Paul there. Silver, who boxed with him. Oh no, Bradders boxed with him, my bad. Bradders is on full wets. I've got completely muddled up then. I don't know why Paul chose to go on new inters. He's going to be significantly slower for a while. Might be quite quick at the end when that dry line starts to form. As you can see now, the dry line is starting to form, so maybe Paul's made an absolutely fantastic decision. The wets at the moment still faster. As you can see, Trent struggling to get the power down, and Jenga Boy having the time of his life up at the front. It is favouring Jenga Boy at the moment, but that dry line is starting to form very, very quickly. Bradders not catching Paul, so the pace of Paul on those fresh inters compared to Bradders' fresh wets is about the same. That dry line, it's definitely full wet condition, but that dry line on this game that it's favouring the Inters at the moment. Constella now also 4.2 seconds behind Mick the Quick. Mick the Quick in 5th. Silver will be looking to get past Clipsy. As Clipsy goes defensive, realises Silver's not going for a move and moves back to the racing line. And that's a very good showing of that dry line. So the full wets are going to start dropping off now. I say now, in a few laps time, the full wets won't be too quick. As I'm talking about it, Jenga Boy gaps Trent by another second. So the full wet's definitely a lot quicker still. But how much longer? How much longer are they going to be quicker for? Fresh is on those old intermediates, bear in mind. So he might be quite close to a puncture near the end of this Grand Prix. Clipsy looking to go to the end as well as Silver. Jenga Boy will be looking to go to the end as well. Hoping that Paul can't close whatever gap he has left. I think that's about a 10-second gap. That's definitely bigger than a 10-second gap. That's about, what, a 12-13 second gap now between Paul and Jenga Boy. Let's have a look to the leader. Yeah, just under 16 seconds the gap. So Jenga Boy hoping he can't close that in 9 laps. He is gapping Trent still. Constella gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Most of those have probably got in the dry when there's a lot more grip and more confidence. As you can see, Trent's really starting to struggle now. He goes off track off losing the rear. So his full wet's definitely a lot quicker at the moment. And we're going to see Silver hopefully going for a move on Clipsy into the penultimate corner, sorry. I can't talk today. As they go side by side, Clipsy will stay on the inside. He will stick behind. So smart racing from these two working together to get back towards Trent. That dry line really starting to form now, but the percentage of those inters will be starting to drop off. Jenga Boy on those full wets is about a second a lap quicker. Let's see what the last lap Paul's done compared to Jenga Boy. So on the last lap, he's done a 1:46.6 as Paul, and Jenga Boy's done a 47.0. So 4/10 quicker is Paul on those fresh inters compared to wet tyres. So Paul absolutely flying at the moment. His grip will come back to him near the end of this Grand Prix within about 4 laps or so. Those inters are going to be very, very fast. As you keep going around, the dry line will start to form, more grip will start to show, wets will start to drop off and overheat. Trent will be looking to just stay in P2 at the moment. Silver and Clipsy not exactly catching him. Mick the Quick, not too quick today, down in 5th. Not too confident in the rain either, so it's not been too strong of a showing for him. Paul with that 3-second penalty, unfortunately. There's a penalty. Constella, Hugo and Paul, both Ferraris on a 3-second penalty. So the Ferraris, well, Paul has very strong pace, but he's got a 3-second penalty which will bump him down, maybe significantly, if he can get anywhere close to the front 3 or 4. The gap between Trent to Jenga Boy and Silver to Trent now pretty much exactly the same, hovering around 4 seconds. Jenga Boy's pace at the moment looking fantastic compared to Trent. As you can see on that last lap for Jenga Boy it's a 47.3, and for Trent as he crosses the line it's a 48.1. So 0.8 of a second quicker is Trent at the moment. Oh no, is Jenga Boy over Trent at the moment. The Mercedes of Brothers will be looking for a move on Paul as soon as possible, hoping to get past on those fresh wets. Or fresher wets, same age as Paul, but Paul obviously on those inters. Not too bad pace from him, to be fair. That dry line now you can see is definitely starting to form. So give it a lap or two, those inters are going to be significantly quicker than the wets. About the same pace, it's all about driving ability now. As you can see, about the same pace, but Paul has gapped Brothers by a couple tenths just with confidence on the throttle and the traction. As Paul obviously on no traction, and Brothers I believe is on medium. So that will make Paul a lot quicker on the exits if we can get the power down. Mick the Quick very wide into whatever corner that is. I believe it's 14 through 15. Almost has a moment on the exit, almost spins. So not too good of a race for him, unfortunately. Jenga Boy in the lead by 4 seconds now. Trent is already starting to close the gap back down. So as I was talking about that dry line, it is about driving ability. The intermediates are starting to come back to Trent, but he will be on very high tyre wear at the end of this Grand Prix. Maybe should have boxed, but we'll see what he can do at the end. As we saw in F2, almost punctures from a couple drivers because they stayed out on those mediums from lap 9 to 28, or lap. They had a lap 9 safety car. I believe it came in end of 11. So they did 17 laps on mediums around China, which I'm surprised they didn't blow up, if I'm being honest. Mick the Quick finally gets past. Oh, no, sorry. Paul, we're looking to get past Mick the Quick. Brothers gets past Paul on those fresh wets. We'll go round the outside. Paul tries to stick it, keeps it down the inside. Have a lot more grip through this section as he normally does. Still down the inside, still committed. Great move from Paul. Great racing from these two. A little bit of contact as it went through, but no damage to either of them. And Paul now will be looking to get past Mick the Quick on the exit and leave Brothers in the dust. Looks for a move, doesn't go for it. Moves back to racing line under braking. Brothers could complain about that one. I didn't even see any pit lane cuts, but I'll look back after the stream. Chesney Reese, P8, so he's getting alright points. Back to where he started. I believe he started P7 or P8, so he's around where he started. Trent now also gaining a lot on Jenga Boy, so the last few laps of this Grand Prix could get very, very heated. Jenga Boy, the wet should get to the end. Hugo Skywalker is going to get lapped in a minute. As you can see, Jenga Boy behind him coming down the straight. That's unfortunate for him. As you can see, just behind the little speck of Jenga Boy, just behind him. Down the back straight he comes. Paul gets past Mick the Quick. They're still side by side at the moment. They're 3 wide already. Brothers, Mick the Quick and Paul. Mick the Quick gets past both. Brothers gets past Paul. Paul in the middle of it, down the middle, won't keep it pinned. Brothers down the inside, the same move he did in F2, right at the end. Paul looking for a switchback. Almost gets past both of them, gets past neither of them in the end. Great racing from these three, no damage, just aggression, aggression, aggression. But not over-aggressive like we've seen before. Jenga Boy comes into the pits for fresh intermediate tyres. I believe he is on fresh inters. So at the moment, it's favouring Trent. Brothers might be able to get past. Now he's got past Mick. But it's 11 seconds. Can they close 11 seconds in 6 laps? So Trent might have made the right decision and be close to puncture on the end. So he should start maybe saving tyres. Can Brothers and Paul close a 11-second gap to Trent in only 6 laps? We'll see what they can do. Clipsy, currently about the same pace as Trent on those old wet tyres. He might come into the pit. He is gaining, so he's a little bit faster. Brad is gaining on him on the fresh wets, or fresher wets. Mick and Paul still going at it behind. Paul sends it down the inside, contact between the two, sends him in deep. Mick the Quick back up the inside. Paul will be looking to go round the outside, but has no grip on that outside line. The dry line is what you want. He'll have slipstream down to the final corner. He'll turn on his battery. He'll have that slipstream, obviously lights flashing, not because he has battery off, but because of the rain. He'll have that slipstream. Does he turn his battery on? He does, but he has no battery to use. Mick the Quick goes defensive for a second. Paul looks for a move for a split second, sends Mick the Quick in deep with a fake. Goes back to racing line, hits him off still. He does get the move done, but that probably will be reported by Mick the Quick, forcing him off track, keeping him off track. He did go off himself after a dummy from Paul, and then Paul moved back to the racing line so he couldn't get back on. So we'll see what happens in the reports afterwards, but otherwise, good move from Paul. Fake dummy, sends him deep, gets the switch back on him. So that's good. That's a very good overtake from him. The Haas now 6th and 7th, so they're on for all right points. the two McLarens side by side. Silver and Renner go side by side through turn 1. The long right-hander of turn 1 into turn 2. They're still side by side. Now Silver does back out. Round 4. Good racing, good clean racing from these two. The gap now about 10 seconds to Trent. They gain a second a lap, and it's not going to be enough unless Trent pits. Constella gets past Adric just behind. There's huge gaps everywhere at the moment, so not too much going on. Adric looking to get back past Constella at some point. Silver now still in the battle with Renan. This is the exciting bit that's going on. Both looking to get past Chesney Race, not looking to work together as teammates at the moment. Don't know if one of them is a reserve. I know Silver's not. Renan might be a reserve driver who's just filling in. But Silver's going to go down the inside. Brake about the same point, but lets off the brake. The space left by Renan and try and go round the outside Silver. They'll have that dry line for a while. And then move back, and Renan will keep it pinned down the inside. And they move on to that wet line, have less grip. Silver still round the outside, still side by side these two, so this is great racing. Have a slipstream from Chesney Reese. Renan gets back ahead, but Silver gets back ahead of Renan because of that slipstream from Chesney Reese. Renan looks for a move down the inside, thinks better of himself, stays in behind. Great clean racing. Jenga Boy moves past Mick the Quick, who goes into the pit, gets up to 5th place with Jenga Boy. Mick the Quick, not sure why he's pit this late. He might be risked of a puncture. Might retire, see what he does. He's going on fresh intermediates. So Chesney Reese, Silver, Renan and Constella all get past him. Adric probably won't. Charlie Krishna outside the points once again. Trent is looking to save his tyres. Clipsy and Brothers have gained a lot on him that lap. As now we can see Trent just down the road. So Trent's tyres are going to start dying a lot now. The grip's going to be dying a lot. The tyre wear's going to be extremely high. As you can see, the confidence compared to Clipsy. Clipsy's just a lot more confident on that throttle. Trent now, he's going to... Look how cautious he is. He's spinning. He's losing the rear everywhere. On that wet line, trying to cool down the tyres, but he's not. He's got no confidence on the exit. He didn't lose any time to Clipsy, but those intermediates, I'm surprised they haven't blown up yet because he's been on them since lap, what was it, 7, 8? How long's he been on those inters? He's been on those, yeah, on those inters since lap 9. He's got 1 warning. He's got 2 warnings, so if he gets 1 more warning, he's then getting a 3-second penalty, which basically hands the win to Clipsy if he doesn't box. Maybe Brothers gets past him. There'll be 3 laps left. Brothers 5 seconds behind, has gained a lot. Might get held up by Clipsy. Fighting may help Trent win the race. It could be 3 in a row from Trent. Clipsy gets past the lapped car of Hugo Skywalker. Getting lapped in a equal cars race is not something you should be proud of. Mick the Quick, we're just looking to get any points maybe he's able to. Charlie Krishna got past Adric, gapped him by 2 seconds already. Chesney Reese is 2nd behind Renan. Adric, as I say, talk about, gets a 3-second penalty. Renan and Silver not battling anymore. Silver's driven off, looking to chase after Jenga Boy. And so as it stands, Trent does take the lead of the championship after 3. It would be 3 wins in a row if he wins this one. But Brothers is gaining a lot on both him and Clipsy. A bit unsteady through this middle sector, but he is on those a lot fresher wets compared to Clipsy ahead and Trent on those inters since he's been on lap 9. So Trent would have done 19 laps on those inters if he keeps it going to the end, which he should do now because it's going to be lap 27 soon. Clipsy not gaining too much on Trent this lap. Trent will be looking for Clipsy to hold up Brothers. He'll need like around a 4-second, maybe a 5-second buffer going on to the final 2 laps, which he might get if these two go side by side somewhere they shouldn't do. Paul has a 3-second penalty. As you can see there, he's got track limit warning, 1 might have been pushed off. So unfortunately for him, it might get removed, it might not, so he might have just cost himself a free position to Jenga Boy there. but at least he's back in the points this time and not another DNF for the Ferrari, for the Scuderia. Clipsy only gaining 0.2 of a second that lap. Trent might have enough of a buffer to the two behind if they keep up this pace. Trent will win 3 in a row and probably get booted to the curb, become one of us, get booted to the basement. You never know. So 3 in a row is what I got kicked out for. So see what he does there. But the gap to Clipsy's staying the same. Brothers can't get past Clipsy. The gap now 3 seconds, about 3.2 seconds. Can Brothers gain that in 1 lap once he gets past Clipsy? I don't think so. So at the moment it's looking like it's going to be a Trent victory. Jenga Boy will be looking to get past Paul on track as well, just in case he can get a 3-second move as he goes deep in this middle sector. Not too sure what the corners are. I have to look up, I have to learn the corners for next season. Brothers gets past Clipsy already. Clipsy tries to keep it pinned, knows better of himself. Brothers was always going to get past before the final lap, and now he's going to shoot after Trent on this final lap of the Grand Prix. So this could get spicy. This could be all Trent's. It's going to be very close to the end. If Brothers is going to get him anywhere on this final lap, it will be right here where he's coming into now, this final hairpin. So 1 lap left, and these front 3 battle it out. Clipsy already a second behind. He'll just be sitting in behind on those very old wets. Brothers now shoots after Trent, so we'll stick on board with Brothers for this final lap as Trent starts the final lap in the lead, but 2 seconds is the buffer to Brothers, and he's about 2 seconds a lap quicker. As we have a look at the lap times of last lap, Trent did a 48.6 and Brothers did a 47.1, stuck behind Clipsy for the majority of that lap. So Brothers is around 1.8 seconds a lap quicker on these newer wets. So let's see what he can do in this final lap. Paul might get past Clipsy, hoping to get the penalty removed. Jenga Boy, maybe if there's contact between them, get past. He's looking to get past Paul inevitably. Has a bit of a moment, but we'll look at these front 2 as the gap keeps coming down, and it keeps coming down. They will have this slipstream probably for the back straight, and it's going to be very close between these 2. Could be a photo finish, could be a few tenths, but Trent has hung on brilliantly on these old inters. Look at the confidence Brothers has compared to Trent. Look how early he's going to get on the power. As he's going to shoot after Trent, try and shoot after him. He's 8 tenths now. He's going to use all of his battery, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Trent has the same amount of battery as Brothers, so it's going to be... It might be Trent, but Brothers has that better grip. Covers a lot under braking. He's going to have a better traction. It's going to come down to this final corner. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Brothers? Is it going to be Trent? It's going to be Trent that wins 3 in a row, takes championship lead from Jenga Boy. Great stint from him, from lap 9 to 28 on 1 set of intermediate tyres as Trent wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Brothers, a great run from him at the end on that final stint, sticks in P2. Clipsy from P9 on lap 9 on those wets, gets P3. Jenga Boy does get past Paul because of that penalty, gets in P4. Paul will be P5, Silver P6, Renan now P7. Yeah, I thought that was the case, Ewan. I thought that was going to get removed. So that'll be Jenga Boy P5, Paul moves up to P4 after that penalty removal. Silver P6, Renan P7, Constella P8. Chesney Reese gets points in the Haas, so helping out his teammate for once. Charlie Krishna gets a point in the end in P10 to round out the points. Got quite exciting right at the end of that. I thought Brothers was going to get Trent. Trent has gone 3 in a row, so he's probably going to get booted to the basement now. Great race. You can't fault him. His pace has been fantastic. As I was saying before, his pace in the wet is extremely fast. So I wasn't surprised that he caught up. Fastest lap goes to Brothers, so that's 19 points to him. Trent takes the win in China. Brothers P2, Clipsy P3, Jenga P4. Paul P5 after the penalty, Silver P6, Renan P7, Constella P8, Chesney Reese P9, Charlie Krishna rounds out the points in P10, Mick the Quick down on 11th, Adrake P12, Hugo Skywalker 13th after a horrific race for him, and Oozing, Revit and Fresh all retire. Penalty stand, Paul got a 3 second that's going to be removed. I believe Constella got a 3 second, and Mick the Quick, Adrake, oh no, Mick the Quick didn't go, Adrake, Hugo Skywalker and Fresh all got 3 second penalties. That's it. We've had an alright Chinese Grand Prix. Could have been better. Didn't realise it was going to rain. I could have come more prepared for that. I was just as surprised as probably some people in chat when that happened. Like, never look at the weather anymore, to be honest. But not a bad race at all. Quite exciting to the end, trying to figure out if Bradders was going to catch Trent or not. It was very close. A few more corners on that track. One more lap he would have had him 100%. A few more corners, he probably would have had him. But it wasn't enough. Great showing from Bradders to take P2 though. And yeah, that's been the Chinese Grand Prix, Season 9, Round 8 of House of Racing. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And we'll see you next week for, I believe, is Suzuka. Let me have a quick look. It is Japan. It is indeed Japan. So we'll see you next week for round 9 for Suzuka. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.